Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Fandom Post Radio podcast. I am your engineer, Kate, and joining me this week is Brandon.
Hello.
Kestrel.
Yo.
Mark.
Hello.
And Kane.
Hey, it's me.
And we are here to talk about mostly anime news this week because we have a lot of anime news from Anime Expo, which happened in the recent past, recent-ish, and Kestrel was there
on the ground. Yep. Yeah. So, as always, I just kind of hand-selected the news I care about. I can certainly talk about the convention more if you want, but first thing I want to touch on was the Kodansha announcements, and I'll go through all of them after I point out the ones that I really care about, which is a hardcover release of Historiae, which has never been translated. Omnibus, creator of Parasite, and has an anime coming up, which was almost certainly the motivation for this to get finally licensed. And Osamu Tezuka's Phoenix, finally coming back into print after a long time since Viz originally published it, and it's going to have deluxe editions as well. So yeah, those are my two big ones, and then they also announced Fatale Game, which had Atelier's special stories, The Chronicles of, I have no idea how to pronounce that, Leande? Sure. The Serenade of Spring Thunder, Myther, Welcome to Demon School, Idomakun, Devilish Tales, Kalego Story, Interstellar Violin, Manga Lover, Dig It, Blaze of Flesh and Blood, Drawn Deep, and the Clamp official art book, Color Gold, 1989 to 2024.
Ooh, that last one sounds kind of nice.
Yeah. Yeah, so that will have art from Tsubasa, Cardcaptor Sakura, Chobits, Magic Knight Rayearth, Holic, Clover, Angelic Lair, X, Tokyo Babylon, and RG Veda.
Okay.
I'm actually also a little excited for the more Witch Hat stuff. We bought that cookbook thing, like the cooking spinoff.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, I think Emily just got it on a whim at a bookstore. She said it looked really cute, and I'm like, well, we've got all of the physical manga I think you can have and then the spin-off, so I guess we're just gonna go full on just buying all the spin-offs and everything as well, so why not? Why not?
Have you made any of the dishes yet?
No. Not yet. If anyone does it, it's probably gonna be me.
Yeah.
Because there will be too much self-judgment if one is messed up. So I'll be the sacrificial lamb for any preparation when it comes to that.
I'm glad you're following my lead with franchise cookbooks.
Yeah, only official, just like you.
Yeah,
none of this unofficial bullshit.
Yeah, not a chance.
I need to know that Kiefer actually ate this.
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, I mean, it's
What
only,
was that?
it's not done by the main artist. It is a spinoff.
They never are.
Doesn't matter.
It's canon enough to you.
Yep. Doesn't matter. Not at this point. What was that first thing that you had said that's getting like the not Phoenix, but
Historiae?
Yeah, so
yeah.
I'm unfamiliar as to what that is, but I know Kate was excited for it, so like...
It's just one of those really long things that feels like it's never going to get licensed because it's historical and really long.
Yeah, historical fiction, Secretary of Alexander the Great. Let's see, how long is it? And there'll be omnibuses, so, they'll have less releases. Is it 18 volumes?
Is it still going,
only 12 volumes.
Okay.
It is still going. Yeah, it's been going for 23 years.
Yeah,
23 and a half.
That's why it feels like it should have been more volumes than that. It's just long.
Yeah.
It's been running a long time.
monthly and probably takes lots of breaks. But yeah, it's the creator of Parasite, I think. Yeah, he finished Parasite and then started this one.
Maybe I'll
Yeah,
have
because
to
Parasite is
check that
actually
out
pretty
then.
old, even though the anime is pretty new. It ended in '94. Well,
Phoenix is exciting as well. Like, I've been trying to get in some way, shape, or form, and read a lot of like Tezuka stuff and things like that. So Phoenix coming back into print will surely be helpful. Is that getting collectors fun editions and everything?
Yes.
As well?
Specifically, deluxe edition.
Nice.
No standard ship.
Normally, I don't really care too much, but the one thing that's nice about a lot of these deluxe editions from manga is that they also make them like bigger, and therefore I don't have to buy like 12. I only have to buy like 4 or 5. So
Yeah.
less overall shelf space in a nicer looking package. So
Exactly.
I'm all about that. Plus, if it comes in hardback, people can think that I read actual books.
Yeah.
Overrated.
Back in the day, people used to like have almanacs in their libraries. No. We got deluxe edition manga.
Yeah,
Totally.
exactly.
The real scholars library.
They are beautiful.
And no, you can't touch them.
They're not for reading.
They're not for they're for display.
That's why you get one for display, one to read, one to store away, one to lend out.
Fair.
That's
It always kills me when I see people post their books online and they have like all of their Vinland Saga and Berserks on their like top shelf or their second like to top shelf, and that thing is just holding on for dear life. Like,
I don't know. I had
bending at
a really
40-degree angle.
really shitty, really cheap bookcase that had tall shelves, so I used it for all my super heavy deluxe edition manga, and it lasted for I don't know how many years, but many, many years, including moving 3,000 miles over the course of 3 weeks in a truck when many other things did not survive. And it just always looked like it was on the verge of snapping.
Was it the IKEA Billy shelf per?
the
case?
classic, the goat.
Yeah, the
You know,
gold standard.
I don't think I've ever been to IKEA.
Whoa.
Whoa,
No.
you've never had the chocolate conspiracy cake.
Or the meatball. Wait.
That's what they call
I've
it.
had
You
the
go
chocolate
into-
conspiracy cake.
Feel like
you
guys are
go
just
into the
making shit up.
cafe. No, you go into the cafe and there's the meatballs and then there's chocolate conspiracy cake. It's right there. They never tell you what the conspiracy is, but
Whoa.
Castro,
All right,
you
I know what
gotta
I'm
go.
doing
People-
the next time I go.
You gotta go to an IKEA. People go just to go to the cafeteria for lunch.
Yeah.
Not even to
People
buy
just like
the
take their
furniture.
kids and walk around, you know? It's like just like a daytime activity.
Interesting.
They also have cheap hot dogs. So
I
that's
mean,
a plus.
Ooh.
we have Costco at home.
Fair.
Yeah, it's hard to beat the goated hot dog. So I don't blame you. But IKEA also has some.
How cheap are we talking?
I mean, it's not
Something
going to
like
rival Costco, but
Right.
I mean,
other
I think
things in the
I
store
think
are.
it did. I think it did by price, but definitely not by quality. I don't. Think.
I mean,
I think it,
that big ass hot dog with a big ass drink for $1.50 for now until the end of eternity. I don't think anything's topping that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. The Costco Glizzy Gladiator is easily one of the best meals that you can have bang for buck.
It's probably the best deal in the entire world.
Yeah. This country will have truly fallen once that goes away.
Yeah.
Don't
we
say
recording?
that with.
Is this a
Yeah.
podcast?
We are, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Sidetrack.
this is a podcast.
We were talking about
Alright.
manga shelving.
We were.
It's close enough. I do agree. I do agree with Bran in that I've also seen those pictures and it makes me very, very nervous.
Yeah. Okay. So next piece of news. Crunchyroll announced that it would release Akira in theaters in 4K and IMAX starting September 4th. You'll have both the sub and dub to choose from. But yeah, that should be quite the theatrical experience. And I have actually never seen Akira in theaters.
I don't think I have either, honestly. That seems like a must.
Yeah, for
Must
sure.
see.
And you call yourself a fan sitting on the bike and everything. Haven't even seen the movie in theaters.
True.
I'll have to see if that's anywhere around me as well, because it'd be cool to check it out in IMAX and get like the full ear splitting audio treatment for the soundtrack that will change the way my brain functions.
Right, exactly. It should hypnotize you or some shit.
Yeah, according to the vinyl record.
Yeah, according to the pseudoscientist who's also the composer.
I wonder how much it will cost to see. I know, like, sometimes when they do like Fathom events and things around here, at least where I live, like, they're typically reduced ticket like prices because they're not brand new or anything like that. So it'll be if it was costing you $15 to see whatever the newest movie was, a Fathom event ticket will be like 12 or something like that.
Well, I don't think Crunchyroll does Fathom, and I don't think Fathom does IMAX, so probably not getting that.
Yeah, that shit's gonna be $25.
Yeah. Yeah, so
yeah, there's no good graces with that company right now, so I wouldn't expect anything like that.
Yeah, well, I guess they have a say on the ticket price, but a lot of it is the format and the theater. All right, next piece of news. At the Steel Ball Run event at AX, they confirmed that the next core, which some would call the first core, since we've only had one episode so far, will begin on September 25th. It will be the second and third stages of the race across 11 episodes. They will be released weekly every Friday. Yeah. So just about 6 months after the first one.
Perfect excuse to rewatch the first one.
For real.
Yeah.
I like how the Netflix socials was like, JoJo Fridays is back. And I'm like, well, who took it away in the first place?
Yeah,
Tell
exactly.
me!
JoJo Fridays is back, little piggies.
Exactly. Come get your slop. I guess you got to take the wins where you can. Being able to at least watch a batch weekly for 8-9 weeks, however many episodes. How many episodes?
11.
11. Okay.
Yeah. So a pretty standard core of anime.
Yeah.
But of course, they have no obligation to return to it at any reasonable time. So who knows when fourth stage is coming.
Yeah.
I'm still excited for it either way.
Yeah.
If it's anywhere nearly as good as the first stage.
Based on the manga, it definitely will be.
Yeah, I meant more like if they can keep the quality of
I know.
everything up. Yeah, the story's great. I have no doubts about that.
The 6-month break after one episode is they're going to try their best to keep the quality up. So I'll take it. If they could communicate a little better a little earlier, that would be ideal, but as much time as they need to make it as good as it deserves to be.
Yeah, they let a few too many King Von, Johnny Joestar edits in their comments before really confirming anything. It was a mess online for a while with the JoJo fans.
I mean, JoJo fans are already insane, and then you do this to them with the most beloved part of the series. What do you expect is going to happen?
It's true.
Is everyone that was watching the show here, have they also read the manga? I can't recall.
Yes, I have.
Okay.
I am up to date with the English release.
I've only read up through part 7 though.
Okay. Well, I just meant like for
Steel Ball Run.
Steel Ball Run in particular. Because I was trying to remember if second stage is where we get the pseudo time travel like boss monster guy, and you get introduced to hot pants and stuff like that a little bit more completely.
Yeah, I think Hot Pants should show up. Mountain Tim.
Oh, Mountain Tim is my fucking favorite. I cannot wait for Mountain Tim.
Yeah.
His power is so cool too. His like stand-ish power. It's pointless in a lot of ways, but it's cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, this will be second and third stage straight through. So
Sweet.
it's good.
I'll have to maybe reopen the manga just to like get my bearings again with what exactly was like the second and third stages, because I remember, even though I only read it recently, like I just finished it maybe 2 months ago, but it's hard for me to remember like what took place in the third stage versus the like fifth versus the second, and things outside of major story beats and things like that.
Are you reading a not official release of this?
Yeah, I don't fucking read official shit of anything anymore.
So, remember when you were like, oh, that's cool that the anime added that nyo-ho-ho laugh. Not only is it there in the manga, but it is there in the Viz translation. So the fact that you did not see that in the manga is just your shitty pirate.
Well, no, I'm reading the it's just like Viz translations over. I meant, when I said that, I meant more like they could have made that laugh anything, and they decided to do like a direct, like silly sort of translation and not just make it like a snicker laugh, but they went full into actually audio recording it and stuff. But
I don't know. I'm pretty sure I can pull up the receipts of that episode where you're like, yeah, he just goes ha ha in the manga.
yeah, maybe because I remember like in the copies I was reading, the Nyoho thing comes up later, so maybe it was like a mix of things. I don't know.
Kestrel, are you telling me that Diamond is Unbreakable would not have been better if it included the beautiful Duang? Because I think it might have been.
Anyway, that just clears up that mystery for me.
Oh, you can rest assured, unless I buy it from like a Second and Charles or a used bookstore, a lot of the manga I read I'm not fucking paying for unless it's on Shonen Jump. I don't care who knows anymore.
It is on Shonen Jump.
Dig deeper, dig deeper.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Now I remember why I decided to not read that one. Because I wanted to make the manga. This is the dumbest reason on the planet. I wanted to make the manga take up my whole tablet screen, and Shonen Jump only presents it in the way that it wants you to read it, which I'm sure is the proper aspect ratio, but I'm like, I bought this whole fucking screen and I'm reading it on the whole fucking screen.
So you're stretching out the page so that
hell yeah, I'm stretching out that fucking page, baby. And then I was like, well, I'm paying for Shonen Jump and it's on here, so if I'm reading a pirated copy, I'm still paying for this manga. I'm just reading a different version of it so that I can get it to fit the whole screen.
That's fair.
Do you make sure that all of your 4x3 films are stretched out to 16:9 on your TV?
Oh no, I only do this for manga because I don't particularly care. I keep my films at the proper aspect ratio, and I keep my retro games at the proper aspect ratio. But for the manga, I was like, it's stretched a little, but I mean, I've got terrible eyes, so now the picture's so big.
I mean, that's the whole reason to get one of those tablets anyway, so.
Yeah, man. Now it's all coming back to me why I did it, because I remember now.
More fucking triggered at Kane here. I don't need the fucking art that the creator made. I want to see it fill up my screen.
Yeah, baby.
I bet you like flipped manga too, you piece of shit.
The tablet screen's 11 inches. I want that whole 11 inches. I want to read that. I want it.
You heard it here first. He wants that full 11 inches.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I want.
Start coming up with episode titles. Kane.
Kane is 11 inches deep into Steel Ball Run.
I'm just gonna go with Steel Balls Deep.
That's
a really good one. That's a really good one.
We're probably not gonna use that.
Nah, I mean, what?
We're gonna attract a totally different audience for the pod.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Highest rated episode yet.
Yeah.
What's funny is while I'm like reading the manga in this version, like any of them really to fill out the page. Sometimes I'll like play around with aspect ratios to find one that's like a decent blend. But there are times when I'm reading, I'm like, man, Kestrel would hate me right now.
Just stop.
It's like he would be so mad, like reading this, and then I just keep going.
Are you like the guy I go to for my audio video expertise, and you're like, yeah, let's just fucking stretch this shit out?
Hey, is manga audio or video?
No, but
I don't
it's the
think
same
so.
concept.
No, it's not. It's not.
It's on
audio
a
or video.
screen for you now.
Yeah, but it's not audio or video.
Yes, but I'm saying audio and video fit within your expertise falls within trying to see the creator's artistic intent and not defiling it. And yet here we are.
Defiling it.
I think we could have a whole episode on this kind of topic.
Oh man,
I don't want
Brand,
to.
Before,
I don't like any of this.
Brand, before you joined the show in the early days of this podcast, there were long stretches of Kestrel and I just arguing about like the way to experience things. We still haven't come to blows yet over the fact that I skip openings and endings a lot in anime.
I believe we've come to blows many times, in fact.
Well, not physically. Maybe someday. Not
I'm a fucking
someday.
wuss. I'm not going to come to blows with anyone physically.
I'm heretical in a lot of things when it comes to this like particular media industry.
This is just a news transgression.
Yeah.
Wow.
No. Okay. Next piece of news. The next piece of the Solo Leveling anime was announced by Crunchyroll at AX, and it will be a film because, as it turns out, it makes a lot of money to put the next arc of your very popular anime series into a film. So yes, it will be a theatrical film called Solo Leveling Beyond the System.
That's cool. I'm still very much in favor of any time they do that and put that shit into movies.
Yeah. I mean, that's probably going to make buku bucks, so why not?
Yeah.
Slight tangent. Is there a...
like we haven't done those already.
Yeah.
You can't get any worse than the last one.
To derail again. There's an anime airing this summer that I feel like the guy on the very front cover is like a copy paste of Sung Jin Woo. I feel like he looks like almost one for one. Maybe he's like a little thicker. But it kind of threw me for a loop because I was like, what is this Solo Leveling slop?
I'm broken.
Yeah, I guess. Like, but I just needed
Something
to
gets
point that
popular
out.
enough, everyone's gonna jump on the bandwagon.
Yeah, I have no idea if the premise at all is the same, but like the character design is almost one for one. It's called Dogyul Wang.
I'm also Korean, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah, but
Can we get an audio isolation of Brandis going dog wang?
But yeah, it's anyways. Solo Leveling movie. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I know a lot of my friends are still really into it. I know that it kind of bounced off of myself when it was airing, but a lot of people are super into it, and I know that Kestrel, you were saying that at the very least, because I can't remember your general opinion on the show, other than
he's super into it.
I would say the fighting was very, very well animated and cool, but I don't remember your thoughts on anything else. But then again, is Solo Leveling anything else?
It doesn't need to be, that's for sure. But no, I love it and everything it does. Which is why I included this. If I didn't care for it, I would have just ignored this piece of news.
Fair.
Something that we all love, the newish manga publisher Inklore. They're a spinoff of someone, right? Imprint of Random House or something.
Yeah.
They just started recently, just have a few titles under their belt, but they announced at AX that they have licensed Ikoku Nikki, a manga which you may know by its recent English anime title of A Journal with Witch.
Oh,
Cool.
Yeah, very excited about this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that anime a lot.
Yeah, after the anime ended, I read a fan translation of it to get the rest of the story, and was
Did you make sure to
because
like fuck up the aspect ratio as much as possible?
100%, yeah,
Okay, good,
100%. I hooked up 7 monitors together and made sure to stretch it out across all
excellent.
7 of them.
Excellent.
Do you think
And then
Mark, my eternal
minimized
teammate,
it
would
into a
betray
little
me?
tiny corner.
Mark would
but yeah,
never betray me.
Oh, never. I am loyal to a fault. So, but yeah, no, I never would have guessed this one would get licensed. So I'm excited about this. This to me is an automatic buy.
Mm-hmm.
How much more of there is it after the anime?
Because I buy my manga.
Look at this
occasionally.
It was what, like 2/3 of the series was covered in the anime, something like that.
Yeah. The chapter count was, I don't remember the exact. It was like in the mid 50s, I think, for the chapter count, and they got to about the mid 30s. So yeah, about 2/3 or so, 2/3, 3/5, something like that. But so yeah, and after reading it, I was honestly won't give any spoilers. I was kind of surprised they ended the anime the way they did. I would have figured they could have actually shoehorned the actual ending to the manga into the anime without disrupting too many things, but that's okay. So
yeah, and I mean, I hope this does well, and I hope
agreed.
someone down the line picks up home video rights and does something with them for the anime.
Yeah, kind of a surprise all around, really, that something like that would get an anime in the first place, and now we're getting the manga from it.
Yeah.
So pretty cool.
Yeah. All right. Next piece of news. Trigger is always at AX, Studio Trigger. So they had their panel, and the past few years have just been all panty and stocking bullshit, which I'm kind of done with. But they announced that they would be producing the 4th collaboration between Hiroyuki Imaishi and Kazuki Nakashima, the director and writer of Gurren Lagann, Kill la Kill, Promare, and now this next project that they're working on. Yeah, so definitely excited about that. The first 3 were all spread out 6 years from each other, which would have made last year the year for this next project. But Imaishi was stuck on penny and stocking bullshit instead. So, yeah, it's coming. It's real.
It's Trigger. I will be seated.
Yeah, Trigger's definitely hit or miss with me, but that combo is like where all of my hopes go to, because I don't think they've still ever topped Gurren Lagann. So I'm always excited to see those two collaborate again.
That's fair.
You mean you didn't like Inferno Cop?
I appreciated Inferno Cop for its brand pandering shitposting.
That is what makes it awesome. So same with
Yeah.
what was the other one?
It's in that Pop
Ninja
Team Epic
Slayer?
tier. Oh yeah, Ninja Slayer.
Ninja
I was thinking
Slayer
Ninja
from
Slayer.
Animation. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that
was
was another one I remember really liking because of how like garbage it was.
That was a piece of garbage. Yum yum. Yeah, but this is
Where do you put then? Because you said they've never topped
Gurren Lagann.
Gurren Lagann. What about Little Witch Academia? Be careful how you answer this question.
I mean, you're already on my shit list, so I have no problem being on yours.
It's perfect. It's so good, except the video game kind of sucked. But
Oh wow, I forgot about the game.
Yeah, I bought it for like I think $3 on a Steam sale one time to finally play it, and it wasn't like bad, but
Was it
well,
$3 worth?
yeah, I guess. Yeah, it was a lot of like padding out because you had to backtrack so much with the game's like kind of crappy navigation system, but the personality was there.
Hmm. I think Little Witch is like top 3 Trigger
Acceptable.
for sure.
I mean, and to be clear, although they claim it under their ownership now, Gurren Lagann was made some 5+ years before Studio Trigger existed.
Yeah, not
but-
counting that in that.
Right. But I'm just saying, since moving on, forming their own studio, of all the things Imaishi has been involved in, I think Gurren Lagann is still easily top, and I don't think anything that any other directors at Trigger have done have topped it either.
Fair.
Yeah, so there's that. Are any of you guys familiar with Alien Stage?
Mm-mm.
Cannot say I am, but the name is intriguing.
So it's a Korean independent animated music video project.
Whoa.
Yeah, it just finished up, I think, last year. And it's got like really creative and compelling songs by all these different artists that are all kind of unified by this singular creator who's music producer and animator and story creator. And yeah, really interesting visuals, really interesting story told entirely in these, music videos to these songs. And they have like fancy big hardcover art books at Kinokuniya in Japanese and English, or Korean and English. And yeah, it's gotten pretty big traction in like the anime and I don't even know what the Korean equivalent is, but those spheres. And they announced they had a big panel at AX. I think they did last year too. And at this year's, they announced that it would be getting a full TV series.
Oh, wow. These look pretty neat. Just looking at the YouTube page.
Yeah.
Yeah, I pulled up their wiki as well because, of course, they have a wiki.
And they did say it would be an anime series, whether they are still producing it in Korea and calling it anime, or it's going to have some Japanese involvement, is not clear yet. But okay, so I'm the only one who watched Alien Stage, but it is very good, especially as music videos go. There was a similar concept in Japan called the Kagero Project, and they made a TV series out of that called Mikaku City Actors, which was not good.
Okay.
So
I did watch that. It was not good.
So it does give some concern that perhaps adapting music videos into a full-length TV series does not yield the best results, but we'll see.
I mean, I think they probably saw the success of K-pop Demon Hunters. They're like, wait. I think we could do this.
True. Could be a factor. And just how popular it was for like such an independent, like almost one-person project. So they were like, yeah, sure, let's throw money at this. What do we have to lose?
True.
Yeah, I guess you just hope that you don't end up with like a Tim and Eric situation where it's like this works when the videos and the episodes are like 10 to 12 minutes.
Yeah. Definitely.
What do you mean? $1 billion movie was great.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, well, I'll have this on my radar now. That's cool.
Yeah, it's, I forget how many, but it's a handful of, songs, music videos, 15-ish or so it does not take too long to just binge through the whole thing. But yeah, it's definitely got some interesting ideas packed in there. All right, and then the G-Kids panel, they announced some home video releases. They made sure to make some jabs at some competitors and their home video practices. I think ilovephysicalmedia.com redirects to gkids.com/store right now. Yeah, anyway, they announced a bunch of home video releases, most notably the 4K Ultra HD Collector's Edition of Look Back, which will include a big ol' art book, a ton of extras, ton of production behind the scenes videos. They showed a bunch of that. I believe the on-disc extras take more time than the film itself. But yeah, they definitely went all out, and the art book with all its materials should be a very good companion piece considering the subject matter of the film.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. They also, I don't know if this was announced before, but they confirmed that they would be the ones releasing the live action Look Back film this year in US theaters.
Yeah, looking at it, the packaging and all the stuff you get in it is really cool.
Yeah.
It looks really well done. I have a general growing distaste for like boutique Blu-ray like companies that are charging $60+ for a 4K, and it's just like a steelbook with nothing else. But
oh, okay, yeah.
This one,
when
this
you started that sentence, I thought I was actually going to have to come to.
I thought there was blood on the walls.
Yeah.
Oh no! Like I'm all about getting cool editions as long as it's just like it's not just a nice little package and you get like the movie with no special features, and then they have the gall to be like, and it's gonna be $70.
Yeah.
Because that's just milking a collector's market. But this is a really cool set. Like, in the book it says it's 160 pages, so this isn't like a little.
Oh no.
A little sleeved book you get in a CD or something like that has 2 drawings. This is a honest to goodness like book of information and art and stuff. So that's cool.
Yeah, and they've released a few of the books in Japan, like, storyboard collections, key animation, all that kind of stuff. So I think this is probably going to collect a lot of that. And if you're going for, bang for your buck in terms of dollars to minutes of the feature film, yes, you're going to be paying like $1 a minute on this one, because it's less than an hour long. And to go with that, their other big announcement was a 4K Ultra HD Collector's Edition of a 30-minute OVA, Angel's Egg, the Mamoru Oshii Yoshitaka Amano classic that finally just got an English release 40 years after the fact last year.
Yeah.
So yeah, new 4K remaster of that.
I did see that in theaters. Nice. It just came back, so that was cool.
Yeah, I had tickets, but something else came up that I had to go to instead. So I ended up just like watching it on. I think they put it on HBO Max after that.
Damn.
I wonder why the G-Kids thing, 'cause you said it's like 30 minutes. The G-Kids thing lists it at 73.
How long it is? Okay, sorry. I thought it was shorter for some reason.
Yeah, it's listed at 73. Bonus features, a couple interviews, a booklet as well.
Hour 15, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess the fact that there's like 2 words spoken in the entire thing made me think it was shorter.
Yeah, it's actually longer than Look Back, so...
Yeah, okay. Because Look Back's what, like 58 minutes or something?
Yeah, you're pretty close there. 58. The thing that gets me most interested about this is the Look Back one, is the aspect ratio is really weird. The aspect ratio is 2.0 by 1, which is really interesting.
I just make sure to stretch everything out to fit my TV anyway, because I bought a big TV, I want it filled.
Yeah, as you should. You paid for it, so you might as well watch it. Yeah. And make sure you put like the zoom on so that you crop out like the stuff along the edges of the picture that doesn't fucking mean anything at all.
And like, if my TV's just gonna give me an extra 36 frames per second, why wouldn't I take them? Am I right?
Yeah. No.
Yeah, motion smoothing on.
Yeah, this is the most I think I've ever agreed with you on anything. Is our TV watching habits. But in all honesty, it is a weird aspect ratio because 1.85 by 1 is pretty like standard of anime stuff that isn't like a
Yeah.
feature film. And I mean, there's plenty of like actual films that are in 1.85 by 1. It's not like that's super unusual, but normally you get like 1.85 by 1, 0.85 by 1, or then you start going into like 2.4. So you get like the like ultra widescreen kind of look with the huge letter boxes on the top and the bottom. So 2 by 1 is a very interesting choice, and I wonder if there's any reasoning behind that in particular. Like they just wanted some type of like clear, defined look to that, or what? Because that feels like a very deliberate choice to make something in that.
I gotta get
So,
off the G Kids website. I don't have the money for all these, man, but I need them.
Yeah, well, at the very least, like I had mentioned earlier, you definitely get not only like good transfers of a lot of this stuff and good like prints, whatever terminology you want to use, but then you're actually getting like some good physical stuff when you buy this. So it isn't like, oh man, there's this one like Australian boutique Blu-ray thing that gets a lot of hate in the communities on the internet and stuff because they just charge like $60 and you get like what is practically an empty jewel case with a disc inside of it. And then they're like, and you will thank us for the privilege.
I feel like
you get your money's worth on this stuff.
There's a certain undercurrent to this episode where everything is kind of teasing the big news at the end. Right. Be happy for our privilege to give some of our money away. All right. So those two, and also the Hideaki Anno live-action film Love and Pop, 4K collector's edition of a film called Linda, 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 which I've never heard of.
Yeah, I was just looking at that one now too because it's the next one in line in the G Kids site, and I'd never heard of it. It's live action.
Yeah. Yeah, they're definitely branching out, and I'm sure the Toho backing does not hurt.
It's nice to have some deep pockets.
Yeah. To be owned by the biggest Japanese film company.
Yeah, that helps.
Good connections. Okay, so that was all of my news from Anime Expo, unless anyone wants to talk about any of that more, or wants to hear about anything else in particular.
What was the longest line that you stood in?
So the longest line I stood in wasn't for a panel. So they had, there were a few, well, okay. If you think about AX as like an anime convention, you're going about it the wrong way. It's more of a weeb takeover of LA, especially downtown, especially LA Live. It's basically all of LA Live now. There's the convention center, the JW Marriott, the Novo, the Staples Center, now Peacock.com Arena, and the now Peacock Theater, which has changed names like 3 times in the past 5 years. That's the core of the convention, is those 5 buildings in LA Live, and then there's also a few other things going on throughout downtown LA, including Little Tokyo, the Kodansha House, which they kept around for another week, and had some AX stuff there, and then the Yabai Gallery, which was a mostly hentai gallery, but they had the artist Itaru Hinoe, who has worked on many eroge, but also some visual novels that do not have adult versions, including Clannad, which is one of my favorites, and they had an autograph session for her, so I waited in line for quite a few hours the first day for that. As it turns out, I probably didn't need to be there that long, because people slowed down a lot after I got into line, and so in the next few hours it was still not as many people as they had tickets for. So that was maybe 6 hours I waited there. But, you know, I had a lot of friends in different places in line, and you know, people were cool with everyone just like getting up and going to different parts of the line and hanging out with their friends. So yeah, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, I feel like you gotta be. No one's gonna like the stickler for the line placement at hour 3.5.
Right. I mean, and we all know that we're going back to our places in line because it is a limited supply. But yeah, no, we're not sitting our asses in the exact same spot for 6 hours straight. My friend got there at, I think, 2 a.m., and the signing started at 1. He was first in line, and they were also selling stuff there, and he bought one of the, how many did she have? 10-ish $3,000 pieces of art that she did for it. So he bought one of those. Yep.
Is this that one friend I think I met the one time that you tell me about that also I think he bought like a ton of really expensive art at the auction at Otakon or whatever?
No.
Oh, this is a different friend with a lot of money.
No. This friend does not have a lot of money.
But that
but
makes it concerning now.
he just saves it all for AX and spends $3,000 on a print by some creator he loves once a year.
Hey, more power to him as long as he can pay the rest of his bills and stuff. Did you say 2 a.m. by the way?
Yes.
Now I really want to know, like, when did the next person show? Like, what was the time difference between when they got there versus the second person showing up?
Because the thing is, this used to be the norm for AX autographs, because they were all just line up and get, the first tickets for the guest you care about. And so that would mean you needed to basically camp overnight every day because they had different tickets for different signings every day. And yeah, it got to the point where you had to be there at like 8 p.m. the night before for 8 a.m. the next morning to pick up tickets. And they've done away with that. And a surprising number of my friends, not that surprising, they're all kind of insane, but they miss it. They miss camping overnight every night at AX and not sleeping in their hotel at all to get those autograph tickets. And he's definitely one of them, and he was always like first in line for that line as well. So I'm not surprised that he was first in line for this one.
I don't blame him to a certain extent. That's kind of like a part of the experience and the culture to some people, where it's like that is the whole like shebang that you get out of an event like that. So even though it's better overall for the fans, there's always a part of it where it's those were the glory days doing that. And it could have sucked when you were doing it, but then afterwards you can tell stories about like the hours you spent and things. So no, I get where they're coming from for that type of thing.
100 bad days made 100 good stories.
Yeah, I think that was. Oh, did you go to the Ghost in the Shell thing that we talked about, or
no.
did you go to the what was the other thing? The Hero Academia was going on at the same time?
Yeah.
Is that what you ended up going to?
I did, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and I did some interviews and some coverage of panels, which I'll plug at the end of the show. But yeah.
Was World Cup stuff happening at the exact same time?
Maybe one of the days. Yeah, because I think I was like, I'm glad to be getting out of Inglewood and going downtown for once.
Yeah, because the stadium's right there in Inglewood that they're playing at. So.
Yes. Oh, I know. I'm quite aware. Yeah. So anyway, that was Anime Expo 2026. Not too bad. I've got a few other pieces of news to talk about outside of Anime Expo. The next is an announcement of an announcement. At the next big Southern California nerd convention this month, which is San Diego Comic-Con, there will be a Gundam panel there where they will announce a new Gundam anime series quite soon after the last one. There was like 7 years between Iron Blooded Orphans and Witch from Mercury, and now they're just pumping them out.
Let's go.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. I haven't been that jazzed about the last few, and they keep getting shorter. So, we'll see.
Yeah.
I would like them to just do whatever it takes to make the Gundam Origin anime and make it beautiful and wonderful. I don't care how many other individual series they have to kill to make that happen.
Right. Agreed.
Yeah. Either that or just like let Tomino do whatever, do something crazy. Just like let him, just give him put him behind the wheel and just see what happens.
They already did that not that long ago. Gyoreko was what, like 10 years ago?
Yeah, but it wasn't enough. Like, I need them to fly off. I need Tomino to fly off the handle with something. But we'll see.
Was Tomino involved with Kukuru's Domed Island at all?
No. Yaz, the Origin creator, did that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was one of those. He's a creative advisor on it or something like that.
I'm curious what he thinks about it, because the whole reason that movie exists is because he demanded that the episode be taken out of circulation because he thought it sucked ass.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite parts of the whole thing, because most people would think, oh, it must have been pulled for, like, you know, government censorship or some other, like, reason that's more in tune with how that normally happens. It's just, no, the guy who made it thought it was fucking garbage.
Yeah.
Do we have any hints on what the new Gundam could be or anything, or is everyone pretty much in the dark?
Yeah, I think they've pretty much announced nothing.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Interesting.
So I'm sure we'll have more to talk about the next time we record, since San Diego Comic-Con will have happened by then.
Indeed.
And then last piece of news here. So there's this company called Sony, and they've been making some interesting decisions in the past few weeks. Much of it around home video and ownership and physical media. So, you know, there's some stuff that happened in the video game part of their business, and then we got the confirmation of what I've been alluding to the past few episodes, which is that, quote, a new Crunchyroll store and member experience is coming soon. What that actually means is that the Crunchyroll store, which they made sure to buy and murder Right Stuff to replace with, is going to become exclusive to the top membership tiers of the Crunchyroll membership program. It will be exclusive merchandise, curated drops, limited edition releases, and they are doing their last of their run of fire sales to try to get rid of all their inventory. They've closed down the Grimes, Iowa warehouse. They fired all their e-commerce staff, and they are going full top tier, subscriber only, very limited monthly drop system next month. Hooray!
So slimy.
Hooray! Aren't you glad you get the opportunity to give them your money?
Oh.
Bought the red car so I could dismantle it.
Yeah, exactly. And like the second they announced that they were buying Right Stuff in 2022, we all kind of foresaw this entire trajectory. But it is still very disappointing to see it play out so predictably.
Yeah. We knew it was coming. Just the speed of it is impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, at this point, because I'm just gonna go full send on this, I would rather people just pirate all this shit and send money directly to the artists at this point. Be like, figure out a way to just send money directly to them, so then you don't have to give Crunchyroll money. And yeah, you're pirating or whatever, but at least you can have a good conscience that the money's going to the people that create it and not to the company that's doing its best to destroy everything.
I mean, to be fair, I want nothing more than to give them my money. I am trying to give them my money, and they are refusing to take it.
Yeah, they need to just give me their Zelle, bro.
Yeah.
Let me just direct deposit that shit.
That's
Like,
what
you
you know.
know
What
how
Kestrel you should
much
do
of-
now?
What?
When you go to these to like AX and do the work for the website and all that stuff, last question of any interview is, what's your Zelle? Do you take PayPal? And then just share it with people and be like, this is how you can give them money.
Right. Yeah.
Skip everything else. Skip the whole everything else. Give them money and then do whatever you want otherwise.
I mean, like, even as bad as Crunchyroll's takeover of Right Stuff was, as bad as their replacement with their own store was, I was still like, okay, this is the closest to the Right Stuff we always used to love that we have. I am going to try to give you as much money as I can. But they just kept being terrible and not having sales and delisting stuff. And I was like, I'm trying to give you my money and you won't let me. And now they're like, no, you really can't give us your money. You can give us more money each month to have the opportunity for us to maybe sell you something that you'll be interested in, but you won't know.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, I
From
doubt the
anybody.
quality control or anything is going to actually get better. So
Absolutely
no.
not. I mean, like I said, they fired their whole e-commerce staff, and in the past few months, there have been so many bugs on their store that are just like so obvious that they don't have anyone working on it.
Of course not.
Yeah.
Ugh. I
They
don't
don't
need
want-
a longer laundry list of companies that you are ending up on a list of places I'm not going to say you should burn down, but if you did it, I wouldn't be mad. But that list
Well,
is
you know-
growing.
It's illegal to say I want to burn down the headquarters of Crunchyroll LLC.
Totally illegal to say that address 578 Pennsylvania Avenue, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah, buy your stuff from literally anywhere else, like except maybe Amazon because they're also shit. But like, because in your shop, yeah, that you just if that'll arrive broken, so maybe not there. But like, there's a bunch of places that aren't, that actually want to sell you things. Sometimes you can order directly from the manufacturer.
Yeah, it's kind of becoming that across the board now. Like, you want Sentai stuff, you're buying it from Sentai. You want G-Kids stuff, you're buying it from G-Kids. It'll be interesting to see how much this affects Crunchyroll's home video output, which they have already been cutting back on a ton in the past few years. So I imagine it will be cut back even more. And if they continue to have stuff that is exclusive to their store, then that will suck ass, because that means you will have to keep the highest tier of support for them going in the hopes that they have some exclusive locked behind their double paywall.
Oh, good, Aniplex won. Just the
That's true.
future we all wanted.
Yeah.
Well, you
And
could
it's
just
all
go
the
the
way down.
eBay route and pay, $500 to scalpers.
Yeah. But yeah, the media OCD store is expanding. They're getting a bunch of Sentai product. They're getting stuff from other guys. So they're doing their best to carve out the little niche of the anime corner of Right Stuff that we deserve. But yeah, in terms of like what the manga replacement for Right Stuff is, I still don't have a good answer, but I need to find one for sure.
Bookshop.org. They don't have the sales, but they have at least you can put the money towards your local bookshop.
Do they have all the manga that you could want?
I think so. I think you can look up basically anything. The only problem is they may not have it in stock. But that's, typical for anything. Like throw me out something. Let's see. What can we look up? What's something that's
I'm trying to think what's something that Right Stuff would have had, but by no means has Crunchyroll had in the years since it took over.
Yeah. I even wonder to what extent you could do like I know Kestrel is definitely spoiled in a way by having like Kinokuniya in where I live out here in Pennsylvania. We have lots of small independent bookstores, but you could even just go to like whatever your local independent bookstore is if you have one and just ask, and I'm sure they would order almost anything you could ever ask for. You just have to wait for them to get it. Even if they normally don't sell manga, like the one bookstore that I go to, they're like, yeah, if we can buy it, we'll buy it and we'll just hold it for you. Like we don't care if we would normally stock it. Like you could even go that route. Just go to a place.
I was in Kinokuniya this past weekend and said to Caitlin, maybe this will be my new manga purchasing spot. But
you could do worse.
Yeah, for sure. But like they have the price stickers on all their books, and I've never had an issue pulling them off, but I always get scared. Depending on the material that it's printed on, it could rip something. Barnes & Noble sometimes has the security stickers in there, even for the ones that they ship.
I cracked something open and I had one of those in it. I was like, oh, these things. I forgot about these things because I happened to be in, I was like trying to, like when it was god awfully hot here, I was like, oh man, I was coming back from an appointment. I'm like, just gonna duck into this Barnes & Noble. And I was like, oh, they have all the volumes of Hunter x Hunter that I'm never got and I'm behind on. So I'll just grab them because they're here. And I cracked one open. And I'm like, hey, it's one of these things. Rip.
I understand why Kinokuniya does the sticker directly on the book, but like the fact that they also plastic wrap it, and I'm just like, just put it on the outside. Like, I know you don't want people to steal this shit, but drives me insane.
Right. You've already got the plastic there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of price stickers do they use? Emily and I were in Kinokuniya when we were in New York just a little bit ago, but I wasn't noticing the price stickers as much, so I can't remember. Are they like the
little rectangle barcode ones? I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're just like standard stickers. But I mean, whatever they use, like I said, I've never had an issue pulling them off. But it's definitely a concern, just like the security stickers at Barnes & Noble.
Yeah. Well, I know not all those stickers are created equal. Some of them come off really easy, than others it's just like they will only come off in a zillion pieces.
Yeah. And again, like Right Stuff was like, oh, sometimes you'd get you can do like a bundle of the first 4 volumes for cheaper, whereas like Kinokuniya, you are paying MSRP no matter what, or higher depending on like if you want to get like a JoJo figurine, it's like $90 for like a normal ass little like posable action figure.
Well, yeah, Kinokuniya is also, they sell English manga, but they also sell a ton of Japanese imports. And any Japanese imports that you get from a reseller in America is going to be marked up 200 to 300%.
Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah. But yeah, and, with Right Stuff, the standard was like, 25 33% off everything, and like 33 to 40% off on sales, and they would have their weekly sales of each different publisher, and so you just wait until the sale comes up for your publisher, buy everything you need from them for anime and manga. It was great. So that, the quality of packaging they put in, the bundles, the not having random stickers and shit all over it, the selection of literally everything ever published by anyone. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be any matching that, but I need to find some replacement.
Damn.
Bookshop.org appears to have anything that is in print. So, yeah. Like, good luck finding things that, are completely out of print because,
For sure. But yeah, the scheduling that their sales did for me made me spend a lot more money.
Yes, this is true.
Because like when Crunchyroll took over, I'm like, you still have the stuff, but what am I just gonna buy like all of the thousands of volumes of manga on my list? No, you got to segment it by publisher, and then I can start talking.
Mm-hmm.
And Crunchyroll, at least for all of their faults, kept the Right Stuff packaging, and maybe still will, who knows. But that is the top packaging for physical media, and Amazon is going to either put it in a little bubble mailer or a giant cardboard box with no packaging material at all. Mm-hmm. Half the time, Barnes & Noble is just going to have it in one of those weird like cardboard envelope things that's
Mhm.
just like shrink wrapped to the product. Yeah.
I can say that when you know all this started going down and you know I did a test run. I was like, I'm gonna order some stuff off Bookshop.org to see what happens when it arrives. It arrived fine. It was packaged nicely. Arrived fine. Didn't have a problem with it. So yeah. I mean, stuff out of print, you're gonna have to track that shit down no matter what.
Yeah, that's
But
always been the case.
that's always the case. But like, if it exists, they will take it. They could back order it for you if they don't. If it's for some reason out of stock. And then like, yeah, if it's one of the companies that's published by Penguin Random House, you can order that shit directly from Penguin Random House.
Yeah. And
They're
again,
just
like the
crazy.
anime
So,
companies, I feel like you can with a lot of manga too. Like I think you can order any volumes from Viz directly, etc.
or they'll point you in a direction.
Yeah.
They want you to buy their shit, unlike some other companies.
Yeah. And yeah, it's just not having that kind of central place to get everything is
Yeah.
it's just something we've
It's-
taken for granted for so long.
Yeah, and not a ton of places have a good way of checking to see what's coming out
Yeah.
in a sorted, nice way of doing it, which is sucks.
The one upside is that I'm not spending so much money anymore on physical stuff,
Yes,
and I have
my
way less FOMO. But it's still just like we are at like a net negative for our options here. So.
Well, I reached the point where I was like falling so far behind on some stuff that I panicked, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm like missing one volume of this thing, and I realized it's like 4 or 5 years out for some of this stuff, and I'm like, I have to track this down because if I don't do it now, I'll never get it. It's just gonna be gone, and I'll never find it ever again.
Yeah, I've given up on some series for sure because of that.
On that note, so the day after Crunchyroll announced this, they announced their next slate of home video releases, which were all, you know, primarily listed and directed you towards the Crunchyroll store. So like, if you want any of that stuff and you don't want to be a Mega Ultimate member, you better order it right now because by the time any of this is released, it will not be available to the general public, which is crazy.
Jeez, that's. Ugh.
Also, when Kane was talking about the $60 collector's editions for like you'll take a steelbook and you'll be happy. One of the releases, which I almost kind of included this as a news story, but one of the Crunchyroll releases was a Silent Voice steelbook, which GKids just licensed less than 2 years ago. So very bizarre that somehow Crunchyroll has home video rights, apparently. Even though it sure sounded like GKids just acquired full rights. But yeah, that was one of the releases. It's not like 4K or anything, standard Blu-ray. It's a steelbook. And it was previously... So GKids has never released it on home video at this point because 11 Arts had the license before. No one really knows if 11 Arts still exists. They keep threatening to exist, but it seems like not really a thing. But anyway, they had the license and they released a nice collector's edition, and then they released a steelbook. And you can... Let me just find the exact prices, just so I'm not making anything up here. But the new one that Crunchyroll just put up on their website, which will soon cost even more, is a $70 MSRP for the film in a steelbook. The 11 Arts steelbook, that is perfectly comparable in every way, is still in print, and you can get it for $18 on Amazon or Groove right now.
We live in confusing times.
Oh yeah, and the Not that anyone needs to be buying DVDs in the year of our Lord 2026, but the 11 Arts release was a combo pack, and the Crunchyroll one's Blu-ray only. So technically, you're getting less for 5 times the price. Yeah.
Great. And I mean, it's doomer enough to like think about all of this as it's going on anyways, like not even mentioning Sony's halting of physical video game releases on the other side, but
Exactly.
I mean, what is even the future outlook? Like, are we eventually going to get to the point where like this is just the beginning of them fully getting out of physical media on both sides, and then Crunchyroll's just gonna be like, fully like they're gonna have no physical anymore, and it's just gonna be all digital storefront type thing? Like,
Sure
we're
does
gonna
seem
be
like what they want.
But it seemed, yeah.
So yeah, it's looking bleak.
Yeah. As we titled one of the episodes a few episodes ago, it is the encrunchification of this industry.
Mhm. Everything is a subscription service. That's what.
Yep. Exactly.
Why own when you can just keep paying
Mm-hmm.
for the right to watch or play or whatever?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's all the news I have.
At least no one died. Am I right?
Yeah.
Oh, people died. It's just that Kestrel's not reporting for those people. They're not important enough.
Fair.
It's a glass half full.
A good way to track shit is Blu-ray.com.
Yeah.
Is that just like a big like calendar website and stuff?
It's like
releases and
news. It's like
Shocked you don't use Blu-ray.com, King.
Oh wait. Let me go to the site. Maybe I'm familiar with this. It may have just been such a long time since I've been there. Blu-ray.com. Oh, yeah, no, I've been here. It's what I used to use to look at like reviews of 4Ks and stuff, because there was at least one person on here that was worth a shit at one point that was doing reviews of the 4K, and then mostly of like transfer quality, so that you didn't end up like buying a shitty 4K transfer and it's actually worse than the Blu-ray, kind of like what happened with the 4K, or at least the first run of the 4K for Silence of the Lambs versus the Criterion Blu-ray, when the first like 25 minutes of the 4K was in an entirely different color temperature.
My co-host, does this sound like a person who would stretch out his manga to fill a screen?
Hey man, people are like onions. There are layers. And I don't do it for everything.
They smell,
But,
they make you cry. What?
You're
that's about
cry.
that's pretty close. Yeah, that's pretty much indicative of my abrasive personality. No, so yeah, I've used this website before. Yeah, it's just been a really long time at this point, but yeah, I think they even track deals and stuff. Though sometimes the deals at the top can be a little weird.
It's fun. They don't have any system of like censoring anything.
Nope.
So if you just like search for anime, there's just a bunch of explicit hentai covers right there. Yeah, good stuff.
But are the deals good? That's the who cares otherwise?
Yeah.
So, Kestrel did. I'm assuming Crunchyroll. Did they have any like panels, like industry panels at AX? And I can't remember if And was this wasn't announced during or before? I'm trying to get the timeline straight, because I feel like I feel like they would be just lambasted.
Man, imagine if they'd thrown their people to that.
It would be amazing, like from a bystander's point of view. Because now it's all of a sudden you have to face some type of responsibility from the people that you claim to service.
Yeah.
No, very
Yeah.
convenient on their part.
No, I mean, obviously their narrative is no one buys physical media. And that is the party line from Sony as a whole, it seems. So, like, they don't think they're doing anything wrong. They're the perfect villains. But they announced, the soul leveling shit and whatever else I just talked about at the con. And one of the things they said which is actually what I had said even before this was officially announced, it was just a rumor. I said that it would be less like, a warehouse of everything and more like a convention booth where it's just like, okay, the few big things that they know will sell, that's what's available and that's all you get. And then in their news announcement, they literally described it as exactly that. So I was like, oh, I guess I knew exactly what they were going for. And what's funny is they're like, it'll be just like a convention booth.
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
Their AX store in the dealer's room. I was like, yeah, this is a shitty little booth. I don't have to get anything here. So that's what we have to look forward to.
It's like, you are not discotheque.
No.
Now, if they said it was going to be like an anime convention booth and they modeled it after I always called him the big anime man at every convention I've ever been to. And it's just, while you're scrolling through the website, an audio feed is just saying like anime manga 20% off, just over and over and over again. That's what I want. Give that to me. Just like a bunch of shit.
I mean,
slightly
there's a hole in the
discounted.
market.
Build a terrible website and then just put audio of people screaming in your ear how everything's on sale, even though it's not actually on sale.
Like that one store in town that's always going out of business at the end of the season every year. And you're like, no, you're not.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like going out of business sale. It's like, no, you're not. You will be back. You're not actually going anywhere.
Bump the MSRP up so that the X% off gets you to the same number that it was before. All the old tricks.
Yeah, classic tactic.
Yeah.
Oh, well, at least it sounds like you had a good time at Anime Expo. Period. Even with this, so
Yeah. So this was announced 3 days ago, so well after Anime Expo.
It just didn't. It didn't. No, it's not like you had a bad Anime Expo and then this happened, and then it's just like God's not real. Why would he allow this if he were?
Oh.
Yeah.
You said that covered all your news and such, right?
Yep.
Alrighty. Well, we have a little bit of time to kill if we wanted to maybe poke our head into the new season a little bit for some of the stuff that isn't quite like big, popular heavy hitters like your Ghost in the Shells and things like that. I know we talked a little bit before recording that it might be a good opportunity to talk about your One Piece heroines, which I'm vaguely interested in as just what is it like about as a spin-off. So if you wanted to discuss that a bit, because it's a one-shot. Is that true? Is that correct? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Basically, focusing on the women of One Piece, namely Nami and Robin. But well, it seems Kestrel and I have a little different opinion on it.
Let's see. Brand, you gave it an A.
Yeah.
And Kestrel, I'm gonna go C+. Oh yeah, you gave it a C+. Yeah, I called it.
Oh, wow, nice.
Well, when you said you had a difference of opinion, I was like, then it has to be at least a C, because if it was a B, you wouldn't have the same reaction. But
which is hilarious because last season we started it by being like, well, Kestrel has One Piece at the top of his list and Bran has at the bottom, so let's hear what the reason is behind that.
Yeah, it's completely flipped.
Yeah.
Oh, how the turns table.
It's not what I was expecting.
Plus, I don't think Kestrel could ever physically give something One Piece lower than this grade. I would think.
I mean, the
I don't know if you've got it in you.
the movies and TV specials aren't great, with the exception of Fan Letter, of course, which is the greatest One Piece anime ever made.
Yeah, fan letter is kind of like in its own tier.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I think for what it was, one visually was very unique. I did like the art style change up. Um Pretty straightforward story, and I think it shows like a side of the One Piece world that you wouldn't normally see. It's kind of more focusing on like the fashion in a sense, and also like the battle readiness of said fashion. Like the whole plot of the episode is basically Nami like breaks a shoe while like they're in a scuffle with some pirates at the beginning of the episode, and she breaks a shoe and they like get away with some of her shit. And she's like, "Oh, I need to get new shoes that like I can actually like use while fighting." And that's kind of like where the premise leads it. But I thought it was a sweet little thing for what it was, and I thought it looked great. And I'm honestly kind of bummed there isn't more of it. I was hoping when it was announced that it was going to be like a couple short stories focusing on maybe different members of the crew, or even just like non-straw hat women in general, like maybe get like a boa spin-off or this or that koala doing some revolutionary stuff would be cool. But yeah, for what it was, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean, I was also hopeful that we would get more than just the two women that are always there.
Yeah, that's
And it's mostly Nami. Like, yeah, Robin was there to kick ass, but it was Nami's story.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like, yeah, it looks different, and I appreciate that. I don't love how it looks, but it's a cool experiment, I guess. Um, the fact that they're like, all right, One Piece, girls edition, let's go shoe shopping. It's kind of like, all right, okay, yes, that's what girls do, huh? They buy shoes, sure. Um, I don't know. It was just like, yes, this feels like a man idea of what women care about.
That's fair.
Maybe
long
I'm
is
just
it?
too spoiled from fan letter. It was like an episode length, right? 20-something minutes.
Yeah. That's true though. Fan letter is kind of like anything that's going to come after that, it's going to be compared to it. And it's like, well, that was like the greatest 15 minutes of One Piece of all time. So what are we doing here?
Yeah, I just thought there's a lot of potential to like let the women of One Piece have the spotlight, because Oda's not always that great about giving them the spotlight, even when they should have it.
Yeah.
So
If there's anything he spotlights, it's certain parts of them.
that's true. But yeah, to have a story focused on them, and it's just like, I don't know, this frivolous little, oh, my heel broke, but I need to wear high heels because I'm a girl. Or whatever.
Yeah. I understand that, but I guess at the same time, I just really did enjoy seeing a side of the world that like they don't talk about ever. So
yeah,
I always love stuff like that.
I think I agree with that for sure. That was the appeal of it for me as well. And it had some of the kind of vibes of like film gold. And yeah, I mean I thought the villain was also just like, a comically bad villain.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, seeing that side of the world and just imagining that has existed in the background of One Piece all along, when it feels so out of place, is fun. And seeing the juxtaposition between the art style and its very fashion centric storyline, and then like, oh yeah, no, there's still fucking snails they use for phones. This is still the world we know.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah. I do. Yeah. I think at the end of the day, I'm just like, I want more.
Yeah,
But
it could have the potential to be more. The little taste that we got didn't exactly do it for me.
that's fair. Mhm.
Okie doke.
Now, if Megan,
Whew, shit. Now we're talking.
Okay. Well, at least it sounds like it was, at least from Kessel, middling, which
yeah, no, it wasn't terrible.
could certainly be worse. Could certainly be worse. All right. I guess the next one, because I know we already talked about it in some capacity. Bran, were you watching Smoking Behind the Supermarket, the small episodes with Mark and myself as well?
No,
Oh, okay. Then
I wasn't actually. That was one that I feel like I didn't have the time for last season, so I was like basically preparing myself to like watch the full episodes this time around. So I've only watched as much as that has covered, which 2 episodes would be about 4 of the mini episodes.
Or
I
4
guess.
of the mini episodes, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, well, because I know Mark and I had watched it, and we got Kestrel to watch it, because of smoking being the coolest thing and all.
Yeah. Well, now you got me behind the supermarket smoking with you too.
Well, same with Kestrel. He gave it a B plus, so I kind of wanted to hear what the new converts think of it. What's your favorite brand?
Oh, it's funny you mentioned that because I actually did buy. This is so stupid. When I was last in Japan, I actually bought like a fucking pack of cigarettes to bring home. So I don't think it's Lucky. I'm trying to remember the ones that I have, but I'm pretty sure that our boy was smoking like an anime branded version of the ones that I have. The 7 stars are the ones that I grabbed while I was there, and I feel like in one of the episodes I saw him carrying a vaguely 7-star looking pack of cigarettes. So I thought that was fun.
Yeah,
But,
actually, I don't know if the characters, maybe they do in the manga because I haven't read the manga or anything, but they don't profess to liking any one brand than another. And if there was one thing that I learned in my days of working retail at like my local gas station and stuff, for the most part, everybody's got a brand like
yeah.
that they stick to, but that's something that they didn't really bring up at all in the show, except maybe as a throwaway line that I don't remember. But that's
In the
interesting.
manga, they do.
Oh, they do?
They,
Okay.
they do have, and I imagine it'll come up in the anime when we get to it.
Oh,
Hmm.
so it just hasn't gotten quite that far yet.
It just hasn't quite gotten that far. Yeah. So
I hope it's like
Gotcha.
the ends of the episodes of the Twilight Zone where Rod Serling just like turns his discussion of the episode into why you should smoke a particular brand of cigarettes.
Oh, all that old TV is so like amazing because of that shit.
I'm so glad they included that on the Blu-ray.
Yeah, when they used to have like corporate sponsors for episodes and things like that, and they'd be like, "This episode brought to you by the wonderful people at Marlboro." And you're like,
It wasn't
okay.
even like this episode brought you by. It was like Rod Serling going into his deep philosophy behind this episode of The Twilight Zone. And he's like, and makes some segue where he's like, and I always smoke the finest. Talks about the brand that he's smoking.
Awesome. I'm tempted to just see if I can find like just those parts of the clips on YouTube now or something, just to see what that is like, because I don't recall those when I was younger watching a Twilight Zone, but I'm sure whatever I was watching on my friends' TVs was like some heavily edited like VHS rip or something.
Yeah.
So
But I am very much enjoying it. It's very, it's vibey for sure. I think I'm trying not to get too caught up in Sasaki's like denseness. I do like that he was called slow Saki or something like that. I feel like her ribbing him about that is kind of funny. Obviously, she's like endeared by the fact that he's like too dense to figure out that they're the same person. But
Yeah.
Mhm.
but I guess I kind of understand. He's just salary man who just wants a little smoke break after work and to see his favorite supermarket attendee. So he's probably not thinking too hard about it to take notice. But I guess I hope that it's not something I don't know. Like I said, I'm only 2 episodes in, but I'm hoping it's something that gets cleared up kind of soon. But
What,
I don't
like
know.
him figuring it out?
Yeah, I don't know if that's like gonna drag on the whole time or if it's like I don't know. I can't tell. But
Yeah.
besides
Kestrel, what
that
did you think?
I won't say anything.
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm not going to either.
that's fair.
Yes. So I did, in fact, watch all of the minisodes and am now rewatching them as the full episodes. So, yeah, regrettably, it is quite good. Yeah, it's just a very cute adult relationship that they're building. And yes, they are always smoking and sometimes talking about the fact that they're smoking. But as you guys had said previously, it's just them dealing with adult life in, sometimes toxic work environments and interpersonal relationships and just trying to find themselves through each other sometimes. Yeah, I'm liking that a lot, even though it is all wrapped in a nice tobacco package.
How do you find the show flows in full episodes compared to the mini ones? Because I'm not planning on watching anything until like new material comes out. But since you watch the minisodes and the long form, I guess you'd say, or standard, does it still have like a similar feel? Because I know I mentioned in the previous episode, like one of the things I like is that they're like really short and sweet, so it feels like a smoke break. And then when you extend it out to an actual episode, I would be concerned it would kind of lose that part of the vibe.
Yeah, I mean, it's essentially the same thing because it's the same 2 episodes just separated by an eye catch, and I binged all the minisodes anyway, so if anything, they're shorter to me now because instead of watching 6 episodes worth of material at a time, I'm watching one, or 12 mini episodes versus 2. So yeah, I think when I was watching them as the mini episodes, I was definitely like, okay, these are all very clearly self-contained stories, so it's going to feel weird for them to be just, put together like that. But I think it's fine. It's got the overall arc going anyway. This past episode, I was reminded that, oh yeah, in this one, part 2 references back to part 1 where Sasuke had the bad experience at work and then felt bad about someone, and then Yamada had it the next day, so that kind of worked out in that case. And the other thing is that I'm so used to this from anime adaptations of manga where the manga is episodic and the anime adapts 2 chapters per episode. So the idea of the eye catch separating 2 entirely different episodes is very familiar to me as an anime viewer. In fact, Freerun does it almost every episode. So yeah, not really an issue for me.
Yeah, I think it worked kind of well, honestly, even though I haven't seen the minisodes, but like you said, there are some talking points that kind of get brought back up like between the 2 halves, and I think that kind of I kind of like that as like linking the short vignettes in a way where it's like, oh, it's just us seeing each other on our passing smoke breaks, but there is this thread like connecting us still. So yeah, I like it for that. And just in general, their banter is very charming and stuff. So I mean, having a full episode worth of it is nice.
Did you get introduced to the store manager yet? I can't remember when she.
No,
think she doesn't have
she
the
hasn't shown up yet not in the broadcast anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. I think the only other employee I've seen is the older lady.
Yeah.
Oh, yep. Okay. The very small woman. Yeah, the manager is interesting too, and she vapes. So.
Oh, that's funny.
I mean, do we think we're gonna get a spin-off of vaping behind the supermarket with you? Maybe she finds a different path, vaping behind the combini with you.
Wow.
Yeah.
When the whole episode is that's just them talking about their favorite juices and how many ohms that their vape pen puts out.
Yo, watch me hit these O's, bro.
Alright, well, I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. I know that Mark and I were very big fans as well when we were watching the minisodes and everything. So
yeah, I love the series, and it's the whole minisode broadcast episode things is causing a lot of confusion with people. I see like 8 posts a day that are like, I already watched this episode. I thought new material was coming out now. So, but for me, it's like, oh, I have an excuse. I have a reason to watch it again. Okay, sure.
Yeah. Maybe I shouldn't have binged all of the 12 minisodes like a few days before the broadcast version started, since I was already planning to watch it that way. But whatever. I'm glad I got.
I was sort of torn as much as I love the manga, and I was really waiting for the anime to come out. When the minisodes dropped, I was like, I was like, do I give in to this, or do I wait for the broadcast to come out? And then Kane was like, well, I watched it, and I was like, all right, fine. Fine, twist my arm.
Literal peer pressure. This podcast is nothing but peer pressure to start smoking behind the
100%. I think my favorite part of it has been, and this is just the way I read the manga. I don't know that it's necessarily accurate, but many years ago, I was actually a smoker, and I've had sort of regular, after similar sort of thing, like after work or after class or something like that. At the end of a night, like I'd sit with a couple of friends and we'd linger over a cigarette, and that's how I always read their things, is that he would show up and they would linger over a cigarette, and then for 10-15 minutes, and then move on with their day, and they're like sucking down a pack in that 10 to 15 minutes, like they're not lingering over a single cigarette, they are smoking through them as fast as they can.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it is not quite the same as smoking the cigarette and also having like a social environment to kind of slow down time a little while you enjoy the cigarette or whatever. They just need nicotine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Yeah.
If they don't get through this pack, they are going to fucking explode.
Right. And it would be one thing if it was like, oh, they're lighting up a second one because they want to linger, they don't want to leave each other. But no, they're just, I put one out and I immediately go to the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Which is funny because I'm surprised. I guess I'm not surprised no one's watching it, but there is an anime this season for that kind of smoker, which is like the depressed cat girl that just smokes all day.
Chain smoker cat.
Yeah.
I think plenty of other drugs too. So
yeah, that's true.
There's a lot going on with that. There is a ton going on with that show in particular when it comes to that type of thing. But yeah. So, Bran, you bought the cigarettes in Japan. Was that just to have like a somewhat like cheap, interesting memento of sorts? Because if so, that's not a terrible idea, really, because they have so many like different brands, and it's just it could be a fun like conversation piece.
Yeah, I mean, for one, I wanted to, because you can when you're in Osaka or Shibuya, you can just kind of like drink outside the kombini, and I'll be honest, I wanted to just aura farm outside the kombini, smoking a cigarette and drinking an Asahi Black, but I also do occasionally have a smoke. So like it was just something to bring home super cheap duty free compared to buying cigarettes in the US. So
Yeah.
I literally have not run out of them since I bought them. So that's how like that shows you how often I smoke. So it's nice to just have those.
Purely for aura farming purposes.
Yeah, basically. And I
You could
literally
do
only need like one or two before I start feeling sick. So I can't be chain smoking. So probably
There
good.
was
I have a natural limiter.
there was a fun play on that kind of vibe in the new season of Polar Opposites, where instead of drinking Asahi Black and smoking outside the kombini, they just eat a cake out of a box, crouched over
Yep.
it. They're just squatted over a cake on the ground out of a box, and they're just eating it.
Now, those are my people.
It's Christmas. Come on, cut them some slack.
That's true. I liked it. I thought it was cool. I've done similar things with friends. Just random snacks or what have you. So whatever sets the mood right. But it just made me think of that when you had sent Bran that you just wanted to do that. I'm like, they just squat with a cake outside the kombini and everything was cool.
I'll have to try that next time.
Alrighty, well that was a couple. Unless there are any that you guys wanted to tack on here in the end, a lot of the others that I want to talk about, I'd rather save for like an episode because I know we've got like Witch of Mongolia and Ghost in the Shell. Some real kind of like heavy hitter things. I don't watch it, but I know, Jobless Reincarnation's back and everyone's loving it, so I'm sure you guys will want to talk about that. So obviously I want to give those their time to shine.
I guess one I wanted to ask about that I see Kestrel watched that I totally kind of forgot about it, but I already had enough on my plate that I don't think I'm going to add it at this point. But is Sparks of Tomorrow the new KyoAni show?
Yeah.
And it seems like you weren't too hot on it?
Yeah, and actually I haven't watched any of it streaming. I just watched the first 2 episodes at AX. They had a panel there. And I interviewed the director. So, yeah, it's interesting. It's weird. It tries to be funny in ways that don't really go with its style and the story it's trying to tell. And that's like a lot of it for the first 2 episodes at least. So the reason I was interested in this series, not just that it's KyoAni, but it was announced as an anime adaptation, and like it was one of the ones that KyoAni like published the light novel was based on. I think it like won their contest when they did it back in the day, and then they took it on for publishing, and then they announced an anime adaptation of it in 2018, and it was going to be directed by Tatsuya Ishihara, who I've talked about, and I did skip out on the Steel Ball Run panel to see him, but it was going to be directed by him and have a whole different staff than it ended up with, and then the arson happened, and almost all of the material for it was destroyed. And then in 2021, sometimes they kind of like soft launch their new series with just like little commercials that have a certain theme, and they don't even put the name of the series in there. It's just like the theme of the commercial is the name of the video that they put up, and then that becomes one of the themes of the anime that is clearly derived from that little experiment. And so they did one of those using the surviving materials of what would become the Sparks of Tomorrow anime from Ishihara and his team. And then they finally announced this year that it would be coming out. It would be a completely different team, first time director, and I don't know if I should say this, but I submitted all my questions for the interview, and the only one they said I couldn't talk about was I didn't even mention anything about like the different staff or certainly not, the materials being destroyed or anything about the arson. I was just like, there was a commercial released for this a few years back, and like, did you take any inspiration from that in working on the series, or how did that communication go? That was the only one that I wasn't allowed to ask. So they're definitely trying to just like completely separate it, and this is a new thing. This is not what we were planning back in 2018. And they gave it this completely original English title, which I also asked about, because the Japanese title is 20th Century Electricity Catalog, which is a part of the story. But yeah, what we got was like interesting but weird, and tonally didn't quite give me what I was hoping for. Maybe it picks up later as it goes along. And he did say that Ishihara directed some of the episodes, but yeah, I don't know. Overall, it just didn't feel like what I was hoping for the past 8 years since it was first announced.
Interesting. I didn't realize it had such a tumultuous history behind it.
Yeah, that's the most interesting thing about it for me.
Yeah. Huh, well, that's a bummer.
I mean, I encourage you to make your own judgment.
Yeah.
That was my takeaway.
Okay.
Alrighty, anything else before we head into some recommendations and tie everything up for the evening?
The only other one I was maybe curious about, because I guess I don't know if you want to save this for a future episode, but since you're the only one watching it, Kane, I don't know if we'll get to it, but I did want to talk about the Girls Can't Play Fighting Games.
Sure, yeah, I can, because it's only been 2 episodes and not a ton has happened, so I can cover it real quick. It's been really good so far. There's been a lot of fighting game jargon in it, which as someone who plays fighting games has been really interesting. Like, clearly there's love and care put into the actual game they're playing, and it helps to have Capcom on your side, and it is Street Fighter 6 and everything, because I know the manga was a made-up game that still had the same love and attention. It was just a made-up game. But Capcom threw their hat in the ring, so they were able to make the anime with Street Fighter 6 and the characters playing Cammy and Ryu and Ken and Juri and all those folks. So that's really cool. There's also a healthy amount of anime girl crazy eyes, which I'm always a huge fan of in shows. So it's at its core a tale about 2 girls that are at like similar but like mirrored paths in their life, where and I can't remember their names because they have stupid anime nicknames like the White Lily of the school. I hate that shit. But the one, she played fighting games a lot as a kid with her friends, and eventually all of her friends stopped playing because she was playing with all the boys, and eventually they got into sports and all that stuff and kind of left video games and fighting games behind, and she kept playing and got really good and has come to the school to sort of abandon that life and start anew and be like a woman now, doing like woman-like things. And the other girl is doing the exact opposite, where she's the white lily of the school and everyone thinks she exudes this incredible like feminine aura, and then she actually plays these fighting games and it goes on like unhinged trash talk shit.
Hell yeah.
About them. So they meet each other and play a few games, which is banned in the school, so they have to hide it, which also leads to some Yuri moments while they have to like, ooh, quick, get under the covers to hide the laptop, and now they're like 3 inches away from each other and stuff like that. So there's definitely going to be some romantic tension stuff going on there between these 2 girls who have pretty similar personalities. They just like I said, are at kind of mirrored parts of their life, or at least they think they are as of right now, being teenagers and everything. But yeah, it's been really, really enjoyable. Also, they're both really good. You can catch a quick glimpse of the one girl, and she's at a rank called High Master, which in Street Fighter 6, the ranks go Rookie, Iron, Bronze, Silver, Gold, Platinum, Diamond, Master, High Master, Ultimate Master, and Legend. So only a couple
Damn.
steps away from like the very top of what you can do in online play. So they would fucking whip my ass
Yeah,
all
she's
day, every
sweaty as
day.
hell.
Yeah, there is a fun part where they have their first match and the one girl completely wipes the floor with the other, and then there's like an anime crazy eye moments, and she goes, "Is she a scrub?" And then they play. But yeah, it's been good. You can still enjoy it even if you don't play the fighting games. They don't get that too in depth, and then they have fun little asides, kind of like in Yuru Camp, where they would be like, "This is how you build a fire," and things for people who haven't gone camping. They do the same for the Street Fighter thing. Will be like a quick
This is what a
aside.
quarter circle is.
Yeah, this is what they mean when they're talking about drive rush and things like that, or invincibility frames, and they'll go over frame data for like 30
Yeah.
seconds.
Oh,
And they
that's
have like
funny.
I think they may even have they have like actual branded fight sticks they play with too. Like I think the one girl plays a Mad Catz Tournament Edition 3, which is one of the newer ones out there for the PS5 and stuff. Though they just play on some like unbranded little laptop right now. But it looks like they're gonna start going eventually to like tournaments, and I think they go to like Evo Japan at one point.
That's sick.
Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to where it goes. And there are other girls that play other characters and seeing how they get introduced. Because I mean, I know it's an anime and the show has to happen, but
Yeah.
it'd be interesting if it's like, oh, at this girl's school, it just so happens to be 4 or 5 absolutely insane Street Fighter 6 players that are all like hiding it from each other until coincidence occurs.
Yeah. I think it is funny seeing like actual like the fighting game community react to them using actual terminology as the first episode came out. I think the funniest thing they could do is like if they end up going to like Evo Japan, like bringing real life people like Salty Steve commentary, and like
Yeah.
Daigo and Justin Wong are there. Like that would be so funny. I was
Yeah,
kind
at
of
this
hoping
point,
one of the girls has like a backstory where she's like, I saw Evo Moment 37 and I knew then I wanted to be a Ken player.
I would not be surprised at all if that happens. Like, given that they've gotten the backing of, Capcom, the big corporation, to have their game, and they could be going to EVO, which is a huge branded tournament.
Yeah.
They could probably get whoever they wanted at this point.
That would be so funny. I
to
would
make it
definitely watch it
realistic
at
in
that
that way.
point.
Yeah, it's cool. It also there's not a ton of animation, but the art is good because they intersperse a lot of the show with like what's going on inside of Street Fighter. So it's just cut with like film of the game of who's playing and how it's, going down. So a lot of the actual like views of the girls tend to be like still frames, but they do try to make those a little dynamic and interesting. Hence why they have such severe like facial expressions and stuff while they're playing, and they're like doing all that stuff. It's kind of like how in the beginning when Blue Lock was doing it, I liked it because I thought it was an interesting change of presentation, but obviously it doesn't work for soccer in the long run. But for this, it works just fine because all of the action is taking place inside this video game. The girls are just sitting basically perfectly still with the fight sticks like sitting on their laps, so you can do it that way. Fine.
That's ingenious. It's basically like watching a VTuber. They just have like their little avatars in the corner reacting and say like talking to you, and the gameplay is on the screen. It's basically the same thing.
Yeah, sort of, kind of. And then they'll have like their in-match commentary in their own heads about like what they're doing and how they're trying to get around their strategy. And all the strategies are real, so it's not like some vague
Yeah.
like, oh, she's trying to play too aggressive and drop back into defense at my moment's notice. It'd be like, oh no, she's purposely whiffing a thing so she can get a frame perfect tick throw after my character gets up off the ground. So I have to
Yeah.
figure out a way to like break that, and then I'll do a spiral arrow into like all of that stuff. That's very, very real. So
Damn. That
Yeah.
sounds fun. That's one of the other ones that was like teetering on the edge of I have too many shows, so I might not watch this, but might be worth picking up. It sounds fun.
yeah, I would recommend it to give it a go. At the very least, they don't take too long before they get into the Street Fighter stuff, so it's not like you have to wait a while.
Mhm.
Oh, they also jump out of a window to escape school admins so they don't get caught playing video games. They just fucking dive out a window. So yeah, you
whatever it
get
takes.
some over the top drama moments like that too. So
That's
yeah. Alrighty, cool. Well, let's say we transition into some recommendations then for any folks who have any for the week, and then we'll wrap it on up, and we'll talk about some of these bigger shows next time where we can get into the nitty gritty of it. As usual, I'll start with Kestrel if he has recommendations, and then we'll maybe go around the board.
Sure. So I'm very relieved to say that I can wholeheartedly recommend Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey, especially if you have the opportunity to see it in IMAX 70mm. It is first film shot entirely in the format, full 1.43 aspect ratio of the entire film. Glorious presentation. So, yeah. And it's also a really good movie, which is great.
Yeah, I'm glad to see the reception be as good as it has been, because I definitely plan on watching it, and it had so much of that like bullshit anti-woke negative or anti like historical
Right.
accuracy like press going into it, but for the most part now I've just seen everyone be like, no, this movie fucking kicks ass. So
People are complaining about the historical accuracy of a mythological story.
yeah, they were.
But
Okay.
but it has brown people. That's not okay.
yeah.
Brown people in the Mediterranean.
Crazy.
Yeah, it'd be that. At one point I saw like people getting up in arms because one character calls another man, who is it? Is it the kid who, well, I say kid, but I don't know how old he is, who plays Spider-Man now that's
Yeah,
in it.
the 30-year-old child who plays
Yeah.
He's like
Spider-Man,
30.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
As a fellow 30-year-old child, I empathize.
But yeah, like he calls his father dad, and they're like, they didn't call each other dad back then. And he was like, why
Yeah.
the fuck do you care?
No, I'm very glad that Nolan.
Well, I
did
liked
not
his
try to,
response
like-
because his response.
No,
No,
go
I
ahead.
was just going to
Go
say I
ahead.
liked his response because he was like, well, they didn't say dad back then because they were speaking in Greek.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, no, I'm glad that it didn't try to be like 1700s English translation of 8th century BC Homeric Greek, and instead just like sound like people would speak. And it's basically like, you know, it's as much the Odyssey as Nolan's Batman is Batman. You get the beats, but he's going to make it his thing, and he's going to make it a modern film for a modern film-going audience, albeit one that appreciates, like, you know, his level of philosophy and detail and visual spectacle. So
if
yeah, I think
you
it
care
worked
so
very
much about historical accuracy, go watch a Robert Eggers movie. Like there's different places you can go.
it is an ancient myth where most of it deals with gods and supernatural beings.
Yeah, I don't think when 300 came out, people were like, "Oh, this isn't accurate."
This isn't Sparta.
Yeah. Wow. Ancient memes. That's crazy.
Yeah. Anyway, great. Check it out. it in the most premium format available to you. Make the trip if you have to.
The closest thing to like real IMAX near me, there's no way to see it unless I bought tickets for like a year ago. So
Yeah, the screening that I went to yesterday was in fact the one that you had to buy tickets to exactly 1 year ago today.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yep. But that was only the first day. The rest of them certainly sold out immediately when they went on sale a few weeks ago. But they'll keep adding them. They have exclusive rights to all access screens in America for the next month. And like, you know, theaters are investing in IMAX 70mm projectors for this film. So yeah, they're trying to make it available as much as possible.
True.
Anything else?
No, I don't fuck with that weeb shit.
Yeah, good choice. Stay away from that bullshit.
Yeah, I'm looking. I'm like, well, we've got options around here. The best option would still be the furniture store for seeing the movie.
Mhm.
So, yep. Not getting into this conversation about that again.
Every few
I-
episode conversation.
Yeah, I know. I have a recommendation. I have
Whoa.
two. I have two video game recommendations for this week. One is The Incident at Galley House. This is brought to you by the person who brought you the Root Trees Are Dead remake. This is also a remake of a kind of like even more indier game that was a text only game, and now it's graphical. So this guy has been going out and finding these like very small projects and bringing them to a wider audience with new material expanded on it and a new presentation. So in the other Mystery Sicko game that came out this week is The Mermaid Mask, which is the latest in the Detective Grimoire series of video games, and it is that's also a very good series of mystery deduction game. So I'm very happy with the level of deduction games that are coming out lately. It's like a very niche category, but people are doing some really cool stuff with it. So for mystery game deduction game sickos out there, we're spoiled this week because we have two.
Which there are dozens of them.
Dozens of them. You know, your Oberdins and your Golden Idols, and yeah, that's about it.
Well, I don't have any specific recommendations, but I'll just say if you love something dearly and you can get it somewhere locally, get that shit before Sony takes it away from you.
True that.
I think that's a good universal recommendation to make.
Yeah. Buy physical media. Prove them all wrong.
Yes.
By the way, I was thinking about the fact that 1996 the DVD was released, 2006 the Blu-ray was released, 2016 the Ultra HD Blu-ray was released, and 2026 physical media died.
Wow.
Ugh.
So by 2036, there will be nothing left.
We'll be back to like
Cave painting.
reels and film that catches on fire.
I wouldn't be surprised if the apocalypse happened in the next 10 years.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It already feels like it.
Yeah, we're close.
Next 10 years, we're living in it right now.
Yeah.
I can smell fire right now.
Oh,
It
from
got dark
Canada.
out and the smoke descended, and it's been coming in my window. It smells like everybody has fire pits going, and nobody does.
I remember that from last year.
That's just Earth.
Yeah, everything's on fire.
This is fine.
Mark, do you have anything to recommend to perhaps bring the mood up a little bit?
Sure. Started reading after couple of years of being harassed about it by our illustrious webmaster Chris. I started reading the rom-com manga Blue Box, which just ended
Yeah.
this past week.
Yeah.
I'm haven't completed it yet, but I've really enjoyed what I've read so far. It's kind of a sports rom-com, if you will. He's a badminton player, she's a basketball player, and there's another girl who's a rhythmic gymnast. And so, you know, their sports and whatnot sort of impedes progress and things like that. And I'm not super far into it yet. I'm not quite a quarter of the way through it yet, but it's been really, really good so far. So, and that's on the Manga Plus app, and at least for right now is completely free on there. So
Yeah.
check it
Yeah,
out.
that had a good run. Really good
250
balance of
chapters.
really good balance between the romance and the sports. Like it's honestly like
Yeah,
one of the better ones I've ever read.
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, I've again, and Chris keeps he's like, you need to read this, you're gonna love this, and I keep saying, I'm gonna get there. And so it just so happened it was next on my list. I was like, all right, I'm gonna finally read this, and then the last chapter came out.
Yep.
So I was like, well,
That's how it
perfect
be.
timing.
Yeah, knowing your taste now, I am shocked that you had not picked it up sooner, especially since it already has an anime out.
Yeah, no, there's just so much stuff out there.
I know.
After being shamed in an episode last year, I finally actually what I was reading when I said that's going to be next was Kaguya-sama. Finally read that, which I really enjoyed. So,
Did you read the whole thing? Do you watch any of it?
I have not watched the anime yet, but I've read the entire manga.
Oh wow, okay, nice.
So,
well, you're more of a real fan than me then, because I have not read that much of the manga.
yeah, I've sort of in recent years kind of become a bit more of a manga than anime person, just because it's something that I don't know, for whatever reason it feels like it doesn't take as much of a commitment for me. So,
That's
but
fair.
but I love obviously anime as well. So I will get to that anime at some point, but I usually will check out the manga first at this point.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I feel you there. Sometimes it's it's much easier to get your chapter of manga out, however you consume it, and then you can be like, well, I did culture today, and I followed this story, and it took you like 5 minutes. It took you 5 minutes.
Right.
And sometimes it's just a little easier to do, or you can be a little more flexible on where as well. Like waiting for some laundry to be done, and you just read a chapter or two or something like that you can't exactly do with anime. So I get that.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of where I am.
I guess I'm kind of the opposite, where all the manga that I want to read, I have to commit myself to like hundreds of chapters. And usually I'm just, watching the anime weekly. So it's a very different paradigm for me.
Well, people are allowed to have their own opinions.
Yeah, I want to read more manga. Also, I greatly prefer reading manga on paper, and I sure would love a place to buy that.
True.
Well, as you pointed out in the Discord the other day, Robert's Anime Corner Store still exists.
Yeah, somehow an actual viable option now. How Sony, the worst thing you've done is made Robert's Anime Corner Store a viable option.
Robert wins the day.
He's just failing upwards.
I'm sorry for bringing.
Alrighty. Well, I think the only real thing I had to recommend, and it's technically not out yet, though it's been in beta for a little while, and by the time this this episode airs, it certainly will be. But the Avatar fighting game is coming out. So if you like Avatar, you can have your opportunity to play as, a bevy of the characters from that universe and kick the shit out of each other. It's got a really fun art style, interesting combat system. Feels pretty balanced from what I've seen and been able to get my hands on, but I think it's like $30 or something like that for the standard. So that comes out the 23rd. So go ahead and grab it. So you can have Sokka kick the shit out of Aang as much as you want, or vice versa, and it's totally cool. So,
Oh yeah,
go ahead and grab that. We're in a really good time for fighting games in general, just with a bunch of really interesting ones coming out that are all pretty good. They just need people to play them. Avatar, Marvel Tokon. Of course, there's Street Fighter and stuff. Tekken's being laid real low right now, but Tekken's in a really rough spot. But there's a bunch of other good ones that have come out recently too. So I would recommend checking out the Avatar one at least, because worst case, if you just really like Avatar, you can play as the characters, and it looks really great. So you'll be, repping that at the very least.
nice.
Alrighty, let's wrap it up for the evening. So, Kestrel, why don't you let everyone know where they can find us, where they can find you, and we'll go around the horn.
Find us anywhere you find podcasts. Subscribe, rate, and review. We are Fandom Post Radio on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube Music, and the rest. We're also on fandompost.com. You can follow us and get in touch with us via social media. We are Fandom Post Radio on Facebook, Twitter, and Blue Sky. You can also email us fandompostradio@gmail.com. Please send us your reasons why Kane's methods of consuming media are the worst. As for me, you can find me on Twitter at FullMetalKyoma, on Blue Sky, kestrelswift.bsky.social. You can find my Anime Expo coverage, including the interview with the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure composer Yugo Kano, and the producer of Steel Ball Run. Shout out to Mr. Kano for quote tweeting my tweet and getting it a nice 140,000 views.
Damn.
And also my interview, as I mentioned, with the director of Sparks of Tomorrow. And no interview, but I did some very comprehensive coverage of a really great Freerun panel that they had there with the directors and character designer and producer. And not Anime Expo coverage, but a retrospective of a movie that premiered at Anime Expo 10 years ago, which was published during Anime Expo, which is Your Name. So I reviewed it back in the day, and now you can read my 10-year later retrospective on it. That's all I have to plug.
Brian, how about you?
You can find me at Hellshake Brando on all of the socials. And for now, I'm just right here with the rest of y'all.
Kate, how about you?
You can find me on Blue Sky at Sonic Bug. You can find my reviews on thefandompost.com. I am reviewing Jadagar, Witch in Mongolia, for this season, and continuing my reviews of Slime. I also checked out I also wrote a quick look review of the first episode of The Cat and Dragon, which is a show I am continuing to follow, but I'm not going to be writing reviews about it because it's just, episodic, fluff, feel good, cute fantasy show. But I will talk about that later. Yeah, that's it.
And Mark.
Yeah, so I'm on Blue Sky at MD Thomas, and you can find my reviews on Fandom Post. This season, I'm reviewing the broadcast releases of Smoking Behind the Supermarket with You, as well as The Ghost in the Shell. I also did episode 1 recaps of the new season of You and I Are Polar Opposites and Grand Blue Dreaming Season 3.
Most splendid. Excellent choices. And
Looking to be a pretty good season.
yeah, I think so. I think I'm watching more than I normally do, though. I'll probably drop 1 or 2 of these along the way, but I'm trying to expand my horizons with a couple of these. But we'll see, though. I think it's shaping up to be a pretty good season, all things considered. And as usual, you can find me right here. So until then, everyone enjoy the new season. Find yourself a nice local bookstore that'll order your manga for you and support small local business as well as, the places making the manga and not the greedy corporations that are just milking you for all you're worth until they tell you you're not allowed to buy it anymore. So,
and read it in whatever ratio you want.
Oh,
appreciate the story how you find it best.
Exactly.
as long as it's
All right.
manga. If it's any other medium, it absolutely has to be perfect.
Yeah, pretty much. But all right, everybody, be safe out there. Stay inside if your air is smoke flavored. And
I like how we've been
enjoy the
advertising for people to fill their lungs with cigarette smoke and warning them to stay away from breathing bad air.
Yeah.
well, because that's not the cool smoke that'll make you sexy and stuff.
Yeah. The earth burnings has no aura.
Yeah, there's no
burning
aura.
my lung by choice has aura.
The whole world is smoking now.
Perfect. All right, everyone. Talk to you later.
Bye bye.
Bye.